So let's talk here. We got some stuff going on.
New guitar.
New guitar. But before we get into the new guitar, what have you been up to? It's been like a year since we like sat down and we talked, so.
Not much new product wise coming out.
Okay.
Since the rotos. Just doing the mods and builds.
Okay.
Finishing up my line. Hopefully gonna have the hollow body done in about a month.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do this again then. And,
oh yeah.
Have some
Other
fun
than that, just mod with customer work, which is never a bad thing.
Well, yeah. So what is it that you're doing for customers now?
Right now I have a upright bass that's been, it's the neck off an old vintage K.
Okay.
Been modified onto a solid body.
Mm-hmm.
Picked it up from the guy, it needed a little more work than he wanted to put into it.
Okay.
So, modding that.
Okay. What else have you been doing?
Um,
Where are some of your projects that you've covered over the last year or so?
Over the last year.
Yeah.
The last one was the Jeremy Johnson Telly.
Okay.
That started out, he buys all his USA custom necks and bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Came to me, hollowed it out, made him a hollow body Telecaster out of one.
Okay.
Put a gorgeous flame maple top on it. That shipped out. I've had the green Telly I'm working on right now.
Okay.
That's out of parts.
Okay.
Actually put quite a few parts guitars together because I'm just overrun with bodies, necks, electronics, and hardware.
Okay.
So slap them together, blow them out.
Okay.
Did a couple restorations. Did the restoration on the Mustang bass.
Yep.
On the 67 Mustang.
Yep.
I did the restoration on Chris's Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
I've got the J&B.
Well, just backing up. Chris is from.
Chris from the Grind and also Metal Militia.
Okay.
Chris Moran.
So people can see that when they go out.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. That's
cool.
his main guitar. If you see him playing the Black Explorer, that's the one.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway,
So
Brett, he wanted an Explorer body, but didn't want a typical Explorer guitar.
Okay.
Liked the look of the body, didn't really want like the hard rock metally Explorer.
Yeah.
He wanted something different.
Okay.
So his body, about an inch of the actual body, is original, and the back of the neck.
Okay. So what did you start out with him?
It started out with a Dean XV.
Okay.
I think that's what it was called, an XV. Black, nothing special, had the thinner 1.25 inch thick body on it, which was perfect because we were shaving the top.
Okay.
And from there, stripped it down, tone chambered the entire body.
Okay.
So took about 2 pounds off the body by tone chambering it.
Okay.
And that's different than a hollow body.
Yeah.
It's not the entire guitar is hollow, it's got hollow channels that run through the guitar. From there, put on the zebra wood top.
Okay.
With a matching headstock cap.
Okay. Okay.
Recessed all the controls, put a slight burst on the guitar, all nitro finish.
Okay.
Gorgeous. That was the body construction.
Okay.
There's more to it, obviously, but
well, yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
The electronics are really where that guitar is at, other than the tone chamber. The tone chamber really adds to the tone. Because when you tone chamber a guitar, you get more of the characteristics of the wood.
Sure.
If you tone chamber a mahogany body, will sound completely different than a mahogany guitar.
Yeah.
It just brings out the natural resonance of the woods.
Okay.
His electronics, that was unique. He ended up going with, or wanting, 2 of the new lace Alumitones.
Okay.
So it's got a standard Alumitone in the neck and the Alumitone Death Bucker in the bridge.
Okay.
And he's a keyboard player mostly. So that's where this guitar concept kind of came from.
Okay.
Decided to go with the Graphtec Ghost system in the bridge.
Yeah.
With the Ghost bridge that runs to the full piezo output or the 13-pin MIDI output.
Okay.
So he can do everything he can do on a synthesizer on his guitar now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised you just didn't want to go with like, an old Yamaha keytar or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
That's what he needed was a keytar shaped like an Explorer.
Yeah, he looked like a Prince video from the 80s.
Exactly. Exactly. But looking at this guitar, there's a few more controls than normal. Not many. It's very subtle. To see the guitar, you wouldn't know any of that stuff's in it until you look at the edge and see the 13-bit jack in it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, from playing it, I mean, when you pick it up, I mean, you know that there's a guitar there. I mean, you know that you're picking up something. It's heavier than like a Strat or a Telly or something like that. But I mean, honestly, it's not really heavier than anything that I've played before. I mean,
no, it's heavier than your standard, like you said, Telly or Strat.
Yeah.
But in comparison with a regular Gibson Explorer, it's probably a pound lighter.
Yeah.
Some of that is also the pickups. The Alumitones themselves will pull a pound off a guitar.
Sure. I mean, it's comfortable. I mean, it's not something that it's not overly crazy or anything like that in terms of the weight. I mean, it's actually pretty comfortable to play for being an odd body style as well.
Definitely, especially with it being a half-inch thicker than a standard Explorer would be. Standard Explorer, you'd be looking at about 1.5 inches to 1 5/8 body.
Okay.
This is just about a 2-inch, maybe a little more body depth on it.
Okay.
This body is thick, it's huge, but it doesn't look like it. It's very deceiving, especially when you play it.
Yeah. Very much so. I mean, even the sound of it, too. I mean, we're going to get to the sound portion of this little exploration in a second, but I mean, that's... Even that, I mean, it's got good resonance to it. It sounds good both, you know, with the magnetics to it. It sounds good through the MIDI. I mean, everything else. I mean, it's really well put together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It sounds really good, in fact, unplugged. You can hear the resonance of the guitar if you just pull out of the case and strum it. Kind of like if you grab your Les Paul and do it. You hear it, but you really don't hear it.
Yeah.
This, you almost get an acoustic resonance out of because it's tone chambered.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, one of the things that's nice is, I mean, even like the neck on it, everything else. I mean, even though it kind of came from that, you know, Dean 80s metal type of thing, I mean, which I'm not really a big player on, it's a comfortable neck as well.
It's
I mean,
a very comfortable neck. It's not like wizard thin like the Ibanez.
Yeah.
But it's not horribly like Les Paul thick either.
Yeah.
It's a good, comfortable neck, still running the Gibson scale, which I like myself. It makes for like a looser string. They're just more comfortable to play.
Yeah, it goes well with everything. I mean, I think that any player could adjust to it.
Exactly.
Which is kind of nice.
Exactly. As long as I like that monster headstock, which I happen to love.
Well, yeah, absolutely. and of course, the best part about this entire project is that, you know, I get to play it before Brett does, so ha, 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 Brett.